rival band. It's the home team, you know, from Birmingham in the UK. I've known Sabbath right from the early days. We literally grew up on each other's doorsteps, you know, from the Midlands region, and so we've had a continuing friendship for all these years, and it's been kind of a climax of it all for me this past weekend when I was able to actually perform with Black Sabbath. I sang for them at the last 2 shows in Costa Mesa here in Los Angeles, and so they asked me to come down today just to say a few words of introduction for this special ceremony that took place.
What does the world of heavy metal, and maybe even, God forbid, Judas Priest, to Black Sabbath and Ozzy Osbourne?
I think a great deal. I mean, I think a good way to answer that question would be to say that any of the new bands that are currently doing extremely well in the business, particularly in the heavy metal hard rock end of the music spectrum, all cite Sabbath as a major influence and inspiration. You must remember that the actual development of this kind of music began many years ago out of what was the kind of electric progressive rock music scene at that time, and it's really down to what Tony and Geezer and Ian, it's a slip of the Freudian, that's Ian from Judas Priest, our bass player. Tony, Ozzy, Geezer and Bill put together this very unique and special sound called Black Sabbath music, which eventually got the tag of heavy metal. So they owe everything to Black Sabbath, definitely.
What did Ozzy bring to the art of vocals that nobody else can brought to? And bads, of course.
I think Ozzy's just the ultimate live performer. I mean, he really personifies everything that we know and love about rock and roll in all of its craziness, you know. I mean, he's lived his life very much in the public eye, and we've all witnessed him coming to us in lots of different guises. But I think the wonderful thing about Ozzy is his sincerity. He's been very open and honest about himself to his fans, and I think that's one of the many reasons that people love him so much. He's a real gentleman. He's a true professional performer, and he's unique.
Right, that's a winner.
Thank you.
What's it like for you guys to have people walking across you from now on through?
What do you mean?
Oh, it's going to be in the pavement.
Oh, I see what you mean. Well, it's kind of I don't really know how to answer that question. It's an honour, I suppose. Just from coming from a dream a long time ago to like 25 years later, now we're like in stone. I suppose it's somewhat of an achievement.
Yeah.
Here comes Bill.
Geezer, what do you think about it? I mean, now that
Well, it's like getting used to when you. It's like getting used to when you're dead, because everybody walks over your grave then. So it's the same thing. It's just practicing for when I die.
Yeah. Now, guys, so when you started out in Birmingham 25 odd years ago, I mean, did you ever think that all of a sudden you'd be planting your hands in stone like you were like a Hollywood celebrity and having thousands of fans rushing across the street for you? You know, just to celebrate everything you've done in your careers?
Not at all. Not as far as I just thought it was going to be one album and that was it, you know. That's the guys.
I was talking to Rob and he was saying in the speech he was saying how much you guys really made some major breakthroughs in starting up a whole new genre of music. I mean, obviously you didn't intend to do that. Well, let's invent something called heavy metal. But how did your music develop? How did you find it developing?
We didn't notice it was any different from. Obviously, we didn't want to sound like anybody else. So the only way you can get a record deal in those days was to be original, which we were. And all the heavy metal and all those tags came about 6 or 7 years later. It's just rock music to us.
Yeah, same. I mean, we enjoyed what we'd done, and we made a sound at that time that was really different, and even we didn't know what it was, but we liked doing it, and our whole thing. I mean, we never thought we'd ever going to be in Hollywood or anything. I think our aim at the time was even to get out of our local area and play. We just wanted to play and do gigs at that time.
That's what Tony's saying, right, Ozzy?
Absolutely. I mean, the big dream was to come to the America, you know, USA. And every band that was trying to get up the ladder of success was like, we're going to get to America, you know. And we never realised the impact we had on America until about Paranoid came out. You know, I remember the manager at the time coming up to me in the club and saying, "Your first album's gone straight in the British charts." You know. One thing was taking an album on to show your mum and dad, but the next thing you get in a chart position, it was like mind-blowing, you know. the most amazing thing about it all is that those early albums still sound current today. They haven't aged. They haven't aged. I mean, when I branched off on my own solo thing, I did some of the old Sabbath things, but when I jammed with them the other night, I've had lots of players play the old Sabbath stuff, but there's nobody on this world plays them like the original four. I mean, I've had lots of good guitar players. No one on this world sounds like Tony Iommi. Nobody sounds like Geezer Butler. Nobody sounds like Bill Ward. It's just one of those unique formulas that's captured,